Hi students, I hope all are fine. So we are in the midst of Narayanpur incident written by Shashi Deshpande. Okay, we saw that some students were making a protest, but they did not make any confusion, or they did not make any problem in the society. But one of the boys' sister, she was very small and she had doubts why they did not make an armed protest. So we shall see why they did not make any armed protest. So Mohan seemed immensely pleased with himself. Scared? Not in the least. We had planned it this way. We knew they would stop us at the gate. We knew they expected us to protest and be violent. Oh yes, they wanted us to do that so that they could beat us up and haul us away to jail. But we are not prepared to go to jail, not as yet anyway. Not until we have given them much more trouble. And so we decided we would give them no chance at all. What was the point then? Babu asked, while Manju listened earnestly, her chin cupped in her hands. It is like a declaration of war. We've told them this is war for us and you are the enemy. You don't start a war without first declaring your intentions, do you? Okay, so this little girl, Manju, asked her brother why they did not make any violent protest. So Mohan is responding to that question. He said, "We were not afraid, but we planned to do it in this way, not making any violent protest, because we knew if we made any violent protest, as the police also wanted that, police also wanted us to make a violent protest so they could beat us and they could put us into jail. But as, as of now, we don't want to go to jail because we need to give them much more trouble, and only then we want to go to jail. That is the reason we planned it in this way." And we told them, and it is a declaration of war. It is war for us, because when they did not make any protest, Babu, one of the brothers of Mohan, he also asked, then what was the point in making no protest? Then Mohan replied saying, it was war for us, and we made a kind of declaration, and that was what written in that sheet of paper which we gave them. And he said, okay, you will not, you don't start a war without declaring a war, isn't it? So in order to make, if you are going to have a war, or you are going to fight a battle, you always declare, okay, in this day we need to, or we will be having a war, we will be having a battle, isn't it? So we cannot, you don't make a war without declaring it. So that was a kind of declaration which we gave. Then, unless you are Adolf Hitler, Amma, who had been quietly listening to them, said with a small smile, right? Which we are not. So that's how it was. And what was the paper you gave the policeman? That was a notice served on the collector as representatives of His Majesty's government, asking them to quit India or face the consequences. So the mother of Mohan, Manju and Babu was listening to all these. Okay, then she said, when she heard that, okay, you don't make a war making a without making a declaration, mother came in and said, okay, unless you are Adolf Hitler. Okay, Adolf Hitler made war without declaration. Okay, so she says, you, unless you are Adolf Hitler, you will not make a war without declaring. Then he said, oh, that is correct, because we are not Adolf Hitler. Okay, that's the reason we don't make a war without declaring it. Then they asked, then what was the paper which you gave to the policeman? Then Mohan said, it was a that particular paper was a notice given to the governor, so that to the government, to the collector, that they should quit India or else they'll have to face the consequences. Then Suman and another boy turned up after they had finished their dinner that night. The boy staggered in with a large newspaper covered parcel in his hands. Got it? Mohan asked, his voice tense with excitement. Yes, lot of trouble though. Where shall I take it? Here, let me help you. My room. Okay, Amma. No, I think the puja room is better. A light there will look more normal. Right? As usual, Amma. The puja room then. The boy went away after a widespread conversation with Suman. Then Suman, Amma, and Mohan went into the small puja room. Babu and Manju stared curiously over their shoulders at the mysterious parcel, which turned out to be a cyclostyling machine. Okay, so that night what happened, one of the friends of Suman came in. Okay, one of the friends of Suman came in. He was holding a parcel. Okay, he was holding a material which was covered with newspaper. Then he met Mohan and he asked him where this parcel should be kept. Then Mohan said, okay, keep it in my room. Mohan was a bit worried and excited when he saw that parcel. Then he asked, is it okay to keep in my room? He asked to his mother. Then the mother said, okay, it is better that we keep in the puja room. So a bit of candle in the puja room will not make anyone doubtful of what is happening. Then that boy, he kept it in the puja room. After that, after some time, he had a kind of conversation with Mohan and he went away from there. Then Amma, together with Mohan and Suman, they went into the puja room. And Babu and Manju were curious. They were very small. They were very curious of what this thing was. It was looking like a cyclostyling machine. Okay, it was looking like a machine. Okay, that parcel. And they were worried about what, they were curious of what this thing was. Then Babu, Mohan said, as they settled down to work, sit out in the front room and keep watch. Give us a warning if anyone seems to be coming to our house. Manju, go to bed, or else, he went on, noticing her crestfallen face, you sit here in the hall and pass on Babu's warning to us. Okay, then what happened? Mohan told Babu to stay in front of the house, in the front room, and see whether someone was coming to their house. Then he told Manju to go and take rest or go and sleep. Then because Manju was already, since it was night, she was already going to sleep. She was about to sleep. That thing was there in her face. That's the reason Mohan told her to stay or go and take rest or go to sleep. And he said, okay, you stay here and convey what Babu gives when Babu gives warning. Then what happened? Babu sat outside, alert and attentive. He felt a thickening in his throat. It was beginning. At last, at last, he was doing something. What a pity, Gopya. Murali and others would never know about. Perhaps someday. He checked himself and kept his eyes and mind on the road outside. It was deserted. In a little while, the 9 o'clock siren went off. Babu thought for the first time that day of the war being fought all over the world, and suddenly coming out of his reverie, he tensed. A man riding a bike got off and stopped right outside their gate, but it was only to light a cigarette, it seemed. Babu could see the match flaring, then the glow in front of the man's face. The small point of light moved as the man got on his bike and rode away. One more bike. Babu flung himself inside. Manju turned a startled face to him. Someone's coming in. Okay, then what happened? They were doing something. Mohan, Suman, and mother. they were doing something with regard to this parcel. Then they made Babu and Manju to keep out, to watch out what whether something was happening, whether someone was coming in. And Babu was sitting in front of the house. He was very alert of if anyone was coming in. Then Babu found that, okay, the road was deserted, there was no one in the road. Okay, it was empty, there wasn't anyone. Then the 9 o'clock siren went off. After that, Babu found there was a person who came in the bike, and he got out of the bike. Okay, and then Babu was frightened. Babu just saw what was happening, or who was that person. That person just came in order to light a cigarette. Okay, once he finished that, he went on, got on the bike, and he went away. Then Babu was bit okay, he was a bit relaxed. Then immediately there was another person coming in the bike. He was just coming to their house. Then Babu got up, and together with Manju was frightened of what was happening. Then they said, okay, someone was coming in. Okay, they did not know what was happening inside, and they were sure if someone comes in, because it was not anything, they were doing something that was against the government of that time, that was against the British. If anyone was coming in, they would really take these people, or they would really punish these people. Okay, that is the reason they were keeping watch. And we will see in the next class who that person was who came in, and what happens in the in their house, or what is going to happen about this incident. Okay, we shall see that maybe in the next class. I hope today's class is clear to you about this incident, or the building up of this incident. Thank you. And before we stop, uh, we shall do a worksheet. Okay, there are two questions. Okay, it is something that you have now that you have gone through the chapter, so you will be able to answer it very easily. What, according to Mohan, was the reason for a silent protest? We know that they did not make any violent protest. So what was the reason for that? Then what do you feel should have been the mode of protest? What do you feel? Okay, whether you liked or you wanted a violent protest, or what they did was correct. What do you feel? So write your answer. I hope today's class is clear to you. Thanks to everybody, and bye.